let's look at some of these copperier ones. Too strong. That's interesting, but still too strong. And then on here, I've got a few more. It's a bit dark, and these will be too light.
Yeah.
For you, from this brand, if that's what your hairdresser did, it will be mixing balayages from like these kind of ranges, because everything else would be a little bit too colorful or cool toned. So that's all the makeup. Now, shall we have a look at the hair stuff?
Yeah.
So, with hair, same as everything else that we've done, we're using the color fan to swatch and see the relationship that's forming with hair colors. I've got a Matrix brand hair swatches or dye swatches kind of book. It's quite old, but it's just to kind of teach you the methodology, of how I use it. So it's got different types of neutrals and colored undertones, let's say. And what I do with the fan is exactly the same way. I get a couple of pages, ideally not very sort of yellowy or reddy colors, so things like a blue and a green, or the yellows are problematic in such a way that they're too similar looking to the type of pigment in the hair. So I normally like to kind of create a contrast, like with colors that the hair isn't normally. If you had red hair, then of course I would hide the reds as well, but since you don't, and none of these look so red, a pink and a green, or a pink and a blue, some of these will be kind of useful. So you take a pick with the colors that you like the look of the most. I'm just going to put these on the table.
See what it would go with.
And then what I tend to do, so let's look at the neutrals first. Which pages do you like? Sorry, here.
I like the pink and green.
Okay, cool.
Oh, actually, maybe this green.
Mm-hmm. And then as you experiment and you figure out where you sit, then you can use those. And then I basically do exactly what we've done before. Just borrow your hair consultants or hairdressers' swatches for the brands that they use. So this is just what I borrowed from my hairdresser, but every hairdresser will have a corresponding hair dye swatch book for the brands that they use. So when you go to a salon, you can just ask, hi, have you got one of those hair swatch books, for the different dyes? And they might try to talk you out of looking at it, because people like to give them ideas. I want my hair this color, and they know that that's a difficult thing to achieve. But just say, look, I'm just trying to get some ideas. To discuss with you. And then you use your color fan, you walk to the window, because the lighting in most of these places will be much too warm. So you don't want to accidentally, kind of harmonize to that, basically, because you might end up with true spring or bright spring hair,
Yeah.
But then you pick out a couple of pages from your fan that's not too similar to the type of color that you're swatching. And then you go down the whole palette. So we've got neutral, ashy, violet ash, warm neutral, mocha, double mocha on here. It'll be different namings in different brands. This is quite a basic set, oftentimes they have a lot more, and I just go, let's say we're looking for a blonde shade. So I just go, is this a nice, effortless, elegant looking hair tone on this woman? And our woman is the spring pages, and it's a little strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I move down. How about that? That's a little bit pale. Okay, how about the violet one? Nah. Okay, how about this blonde? Much too orange. How about that one?
Better.
Starting to get better. Let's see a darker shade. It's sort of greyish, isn't it? It's almost like this is good, but a little bit cool.
Yeah.
How about this one? Oh yeah,
That's quite nice.
that's starting to nice. And even when it's darker, it's still nice-ish, because it has a bit of warmth. Let's look at the mocha gold. That's quite nice too. So we're like comparing differences now. That's too much. Okay, so let's look at some of these copperier ones. Too strong. That's interesting, but still too strong. And then on here, I've got a few more. It's a bit dark, and these will be too light.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to go back to the ones that we liked. Because basically when you go to a salon and if this is all the dyes that they have, that's all they can work from.
Yeah.
So you're just looking to identify the best undertone. And sometimes I go darker as well a little bit just so that I can see how far away I am from this color group. So like, you know, that is way too colorful.
Yeah.
That's already more comfortable, right? So like this is probably a comfortable range. That's also more comfortable. So we are in the mocha and double mocha kind of ranges. That's possibly a bit too colorful. So it will be, for you, from this brand, if that's what your hairdresser did, it will be, you know, mixing balayages from like these kind of ranges, because everything else would be a little bit too colorful or cool toned. That's a bit too disconnected and heavy.
Yeah.
Much too grey. So yeah, so this is what you want to do. Maybe even visit several hairdressers because they'll work with different brands.
Yeah.
So you might find a range where there's like a nice wide range with the warm tones, and you might find sort of closer dyes basically. In shops like Boots, of course, they sell the in the box kind of hair dyes.
Yeah.
So they often paint the color on the front of the box, but you can't swatch based on that. So they have namings, color namings. So you can go into a salon and then just trying to like see if you can find those colors based on the name. Sometimes I've seen on eBay like a L'Oreal hair swatch book or something, you know, so you can see if it contains the same names, if you know, as like the mix it yourself dyes, you know. If not, then I think that's a hit and miss, and the only way I would use out of the box like high street dyes is if I did some patch testing, you know, so like you can do one bit here, another bit there, you know, just underneath places, you know, where like when you tie it away it won't matter if it's incorrect, you know, don't like test the whole thing and like, oh yeah, I hate this. So yeah, and then let's have a look at your hair. So brassy, right?
Yeah.
Just too strong. So almost anything from here would be nicer.
Yeah. Put it further over here.
Look how brassy it is.
Yeah.
Super, super strong. It's even brighter than, it's very similar to this, the warm neutral, but even brighter. Can you see? It's not quite as smooth as that, just even more vivacious. So even if it was just softer a little bit like this, it would be already kinder. And then maybe mixing like a little bit of that and a little bit of these cooler ones like together, you know, sort of like a two-tone thing might kind of bring it to the right warmth and the right kind of intensity. But as it is right now, it's a little bit strong. And so it reads quite loud on your face. Can you see?
Yeah. Very bright.
Yeah. I don't know how you can tone it down. I'm not like so good with, you know, what you can do with your hair. Maybe you can try a sort of silver shampoo or something like that might kind of just fade it back a little bit without taking it too cool. But test it on a small area, not on the whole hair.
Just a bit of silver shampoo maybe.
Yeah, or just one whole strand, you know, like make sure that you pick a bit that's really bright, you know, and then just like do a strand and then wash it with it and then tie your hairband around it so you can identify it later, you know, like, you know that was the strand that you washed, so that you can just compare it to like the strands next to it and see if it sort of lightened it, you know, because in behind here it's even stronger, more brassy stuff. Can you see? Look how much stronger that is than the top bit. That's super brassy.
It's very brassy
and really overpowering. So it's the same approach for hair. So this brand will obviously be working better for cooler tone people because there's a lot more, I feel like, cooler options here. And especially for light spring, it's not going to be every brand that has good hair dye options. Yeah. So it might require a little bit of hunting around. Yeah. But it's worth it because you'll eventually have a really nice hair shade. Because you've seen the difference it makes. I mean, growing out your natural is the easiest thing to do because that's already going to look great, you know. But if you do want to go down the blonde route, just do some more research.
Yeah, something a bit less brassy.
Yeah, less sort of like glowy because it would take all the attention. I mean, for now, what you can do is just keep your hair tied backwards, you know, pull it away from your face so then the colour doesn't reflect so much and interfere with everything. Because if you have the hair down, so let me just get a drape. Oh, sorry. Let's say you find yourself a nice pretty dress. Okay, so here's our lovely dress. I mean, that's already going to help, you know, so that's really nice. But let's say you want to wear your hair down, which is maybe how you like it, you know. But let's say you've got it down. Can you see it's taking away and it's doing the severe look.
Yeah.
So we've got the colour on. This is how you look with the hair down.
Yeah.
Especially down here, you can see that it's overpowering the colour. Now keep it your face, and I'm going to take all this hair away. Okay, it clears up the face, right? And you can see from your brows that it's much softer, not so vivacious like this colour, you know. And your hair shade looks like maybe a shade lighter than your brows. Can you see like the natural, there's a tiny little bit of regrowth, not very much, but I feel like that will just look so nice with everything else that we're doing here. So maybe experiment with like certain hairstyles where you can keep, where you can, even if you just wear it in a way where you just have a few bits down, you know, but sort of like tying it up or something, you know, that feels comfortable, so you don't feel like, oh, my hair is not styled, you know, but allow the colors to work with you, because it will just counteract all the work you're doing basically.
Yeah.
Can you see that? So yeah, that's something to figure out, isn't it? That's such a clear face as soon as we've got it all together, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks so much better when it's tied back.
And if I bring the brow thinners back, especially the bottom bits here.
Yeah.
That's just so intense, right? Yeah. Okay, well that basically is about the hair. So have you got any questions?
For the hair. I can't think of any right now for the hair.
Yeah. I think we covered it. Basically, you just need to experiment, use your swatch book.
Yeah, and try my best to dim it down a bit.
Exactly.
Probably silver shampoo.
Yeah, try that first, because it might be enough to kind of control what's going on now until you allow it to grow down a little bit, and when the next time you feel like it needs a dye, hopefully by then you would have had time to research your best option, you know, the best, you know, you might think, oh, L'Oreal has loads of like nice looking matches, you know, but not some other brand. I can't think of color dye brands because I don't really do that, you know, so sorry if I can't give you examples.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to try. I'm excited.
Perfect.
Thank you.